Hey, thanks for watching Fox 5's On the Hill. You know, Maryland Republicans have now filed a lawsuit against Democratic efforts to redraw congressional districts. This past week, Governor Wes Moore signed legislation that puts a constitutional amendment on the ballot in November, which could alter the congressional district maps. Now, Democrats want to eliminate the only Republican district in the state, the 1st District, which is currently held by Republican Congressman Andy Harris. He is the chair of the House Freedom Caucus, and he joins us live here once again on the Hill. Congressman, good to talk to you once again. In a nutshell, how do you view this redistricting effort in Maryland?
Well, it's just really strange. What they've done in the General Assembly is to create a double standard in Maryland for redistricting. There's one standard for Maryland state legislators, and there's another standard for Congress. What they also did is they basically suspended the Declaration of Rights of the Maryland Constitution for the purpose of redistricting, because they lost their case in 2022 based on the freedom of political expression guaranteed in the Maryland Declaration of Rights, and they're attempting to just suspend the Declaration of Rights. It goes beyond the pale. It's completely un-American, completely undemocratic.
Now, one of the things that Democrats say when you ask them if this is fair or not was that this has been going on in Republican-controlled states like, you know, Texas and Florida, and they haven't heard Maryland Republicans talking out about this. Is that a fair criticism?
Well, I've certainly criticized the mid-cycle redistricting anywhere where it occurs. So again, it's not a fair criticism. It's like saying, well, there's crime everywhere, so we got to commit some crime too. That's just baloney. Maryland prides itself as being a leader in the nation, and right now, they're a leader in hyper-partisan gerrymandering. And again, it's just beneath what Maryland should do.
So, Congressman, it wasn't all that long ago that the Commonwealth of Virginia, the Democrats that control that General Assembly, thought they had a path forward on congressional redistricting until the courts stepped in and that came to a halt. There are already, by our account, several lawsuits that are in the hopper right now in Maryland, which would go after this proposed congressional redistricting and this constitutional amendment. Is that the next fight here where this is going to be battled out in the courts?
Well, that's right. First, the immediate fight is over procedural issues, just like it was in Virginia. The Maryland General Assembly waited too long to do this. They actually had to suspend a law that they had just passed in April that said that you have to have these amendments in by July 1st. So again, they changed the procedures in order to do it. We're not sure that's legal. This is the first legal contest we're going to have is on procedure. Then, even if this happens, even if Marylanders decide that hyperpartisan gerrymandering is a good idea, we can still attack it on the fact that you can't suspend the Declaration of Rights by an act of the legislature, and that's actually what it would do.
If this gets to the ballot in November, do you think you and the Republican Party can defeat it?
I think we have a shot at it. Look, the Maryland governor is not popular. This is his idea. He chose to call a special session of the legislature on partisan redistricting instead of affordability, energy prices, things like that. I think we have a shot at it. Virginia came pretty close. I think we have a shot at defeating this.
But you've represented that 1st District for well over a decade right now. Even if this gets through, even if in 2028 they do have the maps redrawn, is it necessarily a given that just because they redraw a district that they would be able to, force whatever prospective congressman or any prospective congressman out?
Well, it certainly would make it easier. The one thing that people aren't talking about is if they redraw that district, they're going to have to talk about the 4th and 7th districts, which were drawn to be majority-minority districts, which, of course, is now illegal under the Voting Rights Act interpretation of Calais. So they will be opening up a huge can of worms if they attempt to do this next year.
There's a lot of moving parts in all of this. Congressman Andy Harris, a 1st District Republican congressman from Maryland. Always a pleasure to talk to you, sir. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks, Tom.